Never mind how I look. I'm gonna be unboxing this ilk. Ilk. Don't come for me about how to pronounce it. Anyway, so pull tab here, and she just came this morning. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Look at her. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Look at the light, the glare from the light. All right. So we'll be back after I cut her on. Okay. I know I said I'd be back when I cut her on. But anyway, there was a pull tab on the box. And then this is all the other ones. So it comes in pink, and I have the pink, and then it comes in blue, and they also have clothes that you can interchange. Well, it's just plastic, not like actual, I don't believe it's actual fabric. And then it tells you right here, like, you know, how you can pull it apart to put the different outfits on or whatever. So it's an AI toy, and I was really curious because I've seen it on TikTok, so I was just like really curious and how it works. It says it answers questions, all of this stuff. And I got mine from Amazon. I didn't get it from TikTok. I got mine from Amazon. And oh my gosh, she's so tiny. And so she has a keychain, and so you just kind of loop it through there. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna cut her off. Cause I need a better grip onto this. I don't want to be dropping her and stuff like that. Okay, so that was very easy. This is one of the YouTubers I'll be binge watching. Yeah. Okay, so clearly this is not going to be short because it's going to be more than 3 minutes, but that's okay. Let's see. We'll take the plastic off the face. And okay, how do you turn it on? Okay, so the button on the top is how you turn it on. Oh, does it have a charge? Oh, look, y'all. And you're supposed to be able to like pet it and look, it likes it. This is wild. This is so wild. So I'm gonna come back. This is the back here is a little speaker. I'm gonna come back with an update on how it works. But yeah, this is it. And look at her eyes. So you're supposed to be able to carry it, and it interacts and everything. So I'm gonna kind of like read up on it and stuff and work with it today. I gotta go to work, but I'm gonna work with her today. And I think we gotta give her a name too. So yeah, anyway, I'll be back. So what's up, guys? I'm gonna be talking a little low because I am at work. So, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on those things that I was talking about in my previous videos. And so I had to write a statement. This is actually my copy right here. I had to write a statement and pass it on to my manager because I came back to work. Like all my little things up here on my desk, it was moved around. This person keeps smearing some type of weird shit on my drawer handles and stuff. So I'm just like, something needs to be done. So I'm getting nasally as per usual. And that's another thing. Oh, so I went to the doctor. I went to see the doctor on Monday. And just, oh shoot. I'm trying to raise this up and put it down or whatever. Maybe I should just leave it alone. Anyway, so right now, like, Kaiser, they're on strike right now. They're on strike everywhere, apparently. So I'm not even going to be able to have the surgery for this issue anytime soon. So I'm dealing with that as well. But back to this stuff. So I had to write the statement. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen in there. I'm like requesting them like, hey, like everybody don't need to have access to this area because it's becoming a huge problem. There's always, my stuff is always tampered with. You know, I can't even leave any food or liquids out because, you know, this person is, you know, clearly looking for opportunities to come in and, you know, put whatever the fuck it is that they're putting in my stuff, put it in there or whatever. So I don't even leave the office really when I go on lunch. So, and when I do, if I do leave, I make sure I lock up everything, anything that, you know, you can put any substance in or whatever. So I'll just lock it up so I don't have an issue when I come back or whatever. But yeah, that's where we're at right now with that. And I don't know, I don't feel too optimistic. Only thing I can say is I just have to wait to see what's gonna happen exactly. And because when I came back, my coworker told me that there's a lot of changes, so they're like basically giving the hatchet to a few people and on management side. And so I was just like, if they're doing that to them, and this is like the facility manager that just did this. So I'm like, if they did that to them, I'm like, where do you think that puts us? We're not at the highest level as them, you know? So I'm like, I was like, start looking for jobs. I was like, I've been looking for jobs. So start looking for, she's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, I get it. You've been here so long or whatever. You just, and you know, you've accumulated this salary or whatever, and you just, you know, you don't want to leave that. But at the same time, why wait till somebody get rid of you and then you have nothing in place to, you know, to basically fall back on, is what I'm trying to say. You know, you're gonna be without a check or whatever. So I'm like, you don't want to be in that position where you don't have any money coming in at all because you allowed somebody else to control your fate. Where's your income? So I told her I've been looking for jobs and I just want to get out of this because I don't see anything good coming from this facility. Let me turn my radio down. Anything good or growth wise in this facility. So I'm just like, let's just go. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I was so upset when I saw my stuff moved and then they unplugged my computer. I was like, I went off on her. I was like, who the fuck moved my stuff? And she was like, I don't know, I was in here. I apologized to her, but it's just like, it seems like every time I go on my off days and I come back, you know, my stuff is tampered with. The week before that, somebody had adjusted my seat. So when I sat down, I just basically slid off of the damn seat and shit. And I'm just like, it has to be a man-child. It has to be. Females don't do petty shit like this. It has to be a man-child. You know, a big-ass man, something that appears to be a man, but is actually a fucking kid mentally. It has to be one of them. Can't be nobody else. It has to be a man-child. So, we're just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna go on lunch pretty soon. And, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, I'll come back once I get off. And I can talk more freely and stuff because these walls are thin in here. And so I don't want to talk too loud and somebody hear me or whatever. So I'll come back once I get off. All right, see you then. Good morning. So it's the next day. Sorry, I didn't come back on like I said I was after work. I just wanted to deplete and relax and try to get my mind together. So today we're gonna see what's gonna happen with this statement that I wrote yesterday about the incidents that's been going on at work. And basically my statement consists of basic harassment since the time I got promoted, which next month will mark a year. And it started off with like little things in my little workspace. It started off with little things, but now it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger now, you know what I mean? So it's at the point where something needs to be done. So we'll see how things turn out. I think at this point my supervisor has already said something to the custodians, which is not his place. So I will be mentioning that, because I've noticed that they're not coming in to get the trash, even though I sit it outside the closed gates. So this tells me either he said something, or they've just decided, well, since I can't come inside of the office on the other side of the gate, we're just not going to go in and get the trash. But my best bet is that he said something. That wasn't his place to mention anything. This is a manager's situation to handle. And for him to say something to the custodians in retrospect of what's been going on with me, and not knowing all the details of everything, because I have not been really communicating with him everything that has been happening, nor could he do anything, or would he do anything anyway, because now we see with the actions, he's going to go behind my back, the victim, and go talk amongst these custodians, and God only knows what he's told them, you know. So either way, it's going to make a hostile situation for us concerning me, because now they're going to be looking at me or saying, you know, whatever, and he didn't go about the shit the right way. He should have let management take care of it and not said anything. But whatever, we'll get down to that probably today. And I tell you, the stuff that is going on that I'm dealing with, it's not worth it. That's why I'm looking for other jobs. This stuff is not worth the stress and drama that I'm enduring. And you mention something, you say something to somebody, and you tell one person, and they handle it, they take it upon themselves to handle it a certain way, which is not the right way. Now you're creating another situation that I'm going to have to deal with. Now you're creating another situation that I'm going to have to deal with, because I already get little smart remarks from them like, oh, I'm sorry to make you work, and all this type of stuff. So I had to tell one custodian, who the fuck is telling you that I'm not in here working? First of all, who is telling you this? Because it's not the first time he's made this comment to me. But that time, I had enough of hearing that. So that's why my approach was like, who the fuck is telling you that I'm not doing nothing? You know? And why are you worried about it? Go dump some trash or something. Don't worry about what I am doing in here. And aren't you married anyway? Because I hear you out here on the floor. You out here flirting with the ladies and stuff. You never know who's watching and who's listening. So you're a married person and you out here flirting with these women and coming in asking me for gloves. And we don't give operations gloves. They have their own secretary or whatever that orders gloves for them. And you're coming in here and asking me for gloves to pass out to the women, and you're a married man. Okay? So, yeah, everybody has their little tidbits and their little faults and stuff. But it seems like people can only focus on what I'm doing and this X, Y, and Z. I don't know what the heck is going on with these dogs, but I tell you, these dogs, this dog hair is tearing me up. I'm going to have to come back and talk with y'all once these dogs settle down. All right. Bitch, I swear I hate these sinuses. I swear. Okay, so we're going to do this video. It's not going to be very long. As you can see,
Yeah, I'm nasally. Okay, so just an update on my meeting and stuff, because I know I'm probably a day, two, or from the last little clip, whatever. But so I had a meeting yesterday with Uni Rep and my second manager about the issues, the whole putting stuff in my drinks and other things that happened, because I ain't been on here. So when I went back to work, stuff had been moved around on my desk. I was I was tight. Okay, I was hella tight. So I even kind of snapped off on my coworker. I'm like, who the could move shit on my who? She's like, I don't know. I was in here. Blah blah blah. Okay, so they want to like kind of sort of take care of the situation, even though in my statement I put that this situation has been kind of ongoing for almost, it's marking a year now, because I got promoted in February of last year, if you guys remember, because I kind of keep you guys updated, but it was February of last year when I got promoted. So these different episodes of stuff has pretty much been going on ever since then. Okay, so in my statement, I pretty much put in there that this stuff started off small and has now become a bigger and more dangerous issue. So now it's gone through Uni Reps, all manager, even the facility manager. They went and told him, which I didn't want it to go to him, because right now he's making changes and he doesn't really care from maintenance side. And so I really, because of that, I really didn't want him to be aware of this issue, like not right now. But the union reps thought that it would be in the best interest for him to know about the situation. So with that being said, I'm pausing because I'm just in my head about the meeting that happened today, and it wasn't my main manager in maintenance side, because I told you guys I work in maintenance and stuff. I hope you guys were able to hear that, because I had basically the speaker cover. But anyway, as you guys know, I work in maintenance, and so we had the meeting, and I thought, of course you could think, sometimes you just cannot. I already have trust issues with people, and I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, regardless of whatever. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? And so, of course, this is a job, right? So when you think you're friends with somebody, you think you're good with somebody, when it comes to an issue, you pretty much find out where you stand with these individuals. Okay, so yeah, I'm in my bed, but don't worry about that. That's not important. So when we had the meeting and the stuff that she was saying at first, I was like, okay, yeah, I agree with that, blah blah. And then she got to the part where she said, I don't think there's anything going on with you. My literal reaction was, because at that point I was trying to process, did she really just say that, like, I'm making this whole deal up about somebody putting some substance or whatever the fuck it is or was in my drinks, because it did just happen just once, but it happened on 2 occasions. And for you to sit here in front of the other manager, the assistant manager, and then a union rep, and say, I don't think there's anything going on with you, so blatantly. I really, honestly, to be completely honest with you guys, I have been stuck in that very moment, because it was just like blah, 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 blah right after that. And then I had to kind of check back in to like pay attention to the rest of the stuff. But I was just like, and like I told you guys before, throughout this time of being there, I have been nothing but a victim of abuse and so on. And I really don't want to get into a lot of the details of all the different things, because that's not what this is about. But it plays a huge part into it, and where I'm at mentally and physically with this situation, right? So for her to say that is just like the same, I don't know if this is the sort of playbook that they read out of when you're in management, that when there's a situation going on with an employee, it's they're fabricating or whatever the deal is. But when it comes to something like that, where it's a situation of a person being possibly poisoned or whatever the intentions were, that's not something to be taken lightly. And that's something, even if you think the person is lying, still take some sort of actions. If this person's saying that they are in fear of their safety, how can you think that there's any fabrication in that? How? I'm telling these people that I am in fear of my safety at work, because just how far will this individual go if they were so bold enough to do this a second time? So, in the mix of that, she began to tell me, oh, it's going to have to go to this person, this step, and then HR is going to get involved. Okay, fine. HR is going to get involved. I'm just going to take this opportunity to get the fuck out of here. Because at this rate, let me just say this, and I'm not a manager. I've never been a supervisor of any of those sorts. But it's common sense that where there's not structure, there is fucking chaos. And that's what we have here. We have chaos. Chaos. Because I told her, people coming in and out of this area, and they're doing whatever they please. Expensive parts are going out of the office, is walking out. We're not, myself and my coworker, are not able to keep up with inventory and shit. And when you guys need a part that have walked out of here, you don't know where it went, who took it out. But now you're worrying the fuck out of me and my coworker. Oh, call this place. Oh, drive to LA. Oh, drive over here. Or drive. How is that our problem? We've both have been telling you for I'm new in here, of course, but she's even been telling them, she's been in there for a long time, and been telling them that this is a problem. This is a problem. And you have not done it, not the manager before, or this manager has done anything about securing these expensive parts. And I assured that I spoke on that with the union rep, that we're in charge of expensive parts. So when your machines, because the union rep is also a clerk, a mail processing clerk. So he works on the machines that frequently breaks down, and it be down for a while because we don't have the parts to fix the machine. Maybe perhaps one of the parts that walked up out of the damn office with no record that it was walked out of there. And this is what I explained to him. I said, well, when you guys' machines are down for sometimes hours, and they tell you guys that we have to go sit for parts for other facilities, this is the reason why. Because parts are walking out of this office. And mechanics don't stop to write it down like, hey, I took this part out of here or whatever, and to help us better keep upkeep in the inventory, because there's only 2 of us when it should be 3. And my manager refuses to bring in a 3rd person. Why? I don't freaking know. Because she could kind of fight for us to have a 3rd person in there. But she refuses. For whatever reasons that is. And even the facility manager has told her, I want a 3rd person in here. And she's kind of ignored his request. So now that there's a nationwide change that's going around where they're pretty much cutting supervisors. They're cutting supervisors, and they want more managers on duty. So this is the thing. And I'm sorry, you guys. But, I have this issue. And right now, I just see the doctor Monday for this. And they're saying Kaiser is on strike, because that's who I use. Kaiser's on strike. And so it might be a little while before I can have the surgery done for this crap. So that alone was very disappointing. Because I was kind of looking forward to get this stuff taken care of, so that I'm not like this, But yeah. So yeah, her saying that I don't think there's anything going on. Then she says, we're going to make sure that make sure that you feel safe and that you are safe. Are you? Because we're almost at the mark of a year now, and there's been 2 incidents of someone, trying to poison me or put a date rape drug in my goddamn drinks, and nothing's been done. I've asked you simply change the lock so everybody don't have a key to come in, or take access away from certain people, and you refuse to do that. So now there's investigation, so-called, in place. There's an investigation, so-called, in place for the situation. Why does there need to be an investigation for something such as this? Because who in the fuck in their right mind would make up something like this? I'm completely shocked that something like this has even happened to me, or even if it was someone else, I'll be like, what in the fuck? What is wrong? What the fuck could possibly be wrong with an individual that is so comfortable with putting something in someone's food or drink? What the fuck would it have to be going through your fucking nutty ass, fucking pea ass mind that you're so comfortable of doing some shit like this? And what I always tell you guys is, anybody that's comfortable in doing certain things means they've done it before and didn't get caught. That's what I tell you guys. But for something like this, it's just like, we have to also raise the question of, what else is this person capable of if they're so comfortable doing something like this? What else are they capable of? So I told them, they was like, in the end of the meeting, they was like, would you like to add something? Yes, I would absolutely would like to add something. I like to add, if this person is comfortable doing this type of thing to me, it could also happen to my coworker that works in the same office as myself. They'll move over to her as well. They'll start doing the same shit to her when they see opportunities to, because she brings a little, it looks like a Stanley Cup, but it's not. She brings that to work and she leaves it on her desk freely because she's not thinking like myself, not thinking that somebody's going to come in here and do some bullshit and put some crap in her drink, you know? Because I didn't think that. My mind didn't go there, you know? But I told her this week, I told her, please don't, be careful of what you leave out. Don't leave your drink out unattended. Don't leave anything out unattended that's consumable. I did tell her that, you know. You just never know. And we're in a time where there's a lot of sexual deviant stuff going on. So we have to be mindful in the workplace. Even if I go somewhere else, I'm going to still be precautious in the things I leave unattended. Because you just never know. Not even looking at a man, you know, may have bad intents, but women, because people do feel threatened if they feel like somebody else is coming in between them, maybe moving up on a job or something like that. You know, people do I told you guys the story about, the family member and the lady, and how the lady was, so you have to take precautions when you're on these jobs. You have to take very strict precautions. I clearly was slipping, but I know better now. I was slipping. It won't happen again. And so my purpose of this video is to educate people, especially if you have problems with coworkers and stuff like that. I didn't think folks had an issue with me, but clearly they do. I also got into it with somebody today, over some gloves, and I brought that up in the meeting because the incident happened maybe 20 minutes or so before the meeting, and I told them, I says, my response from my manager is, don't debate with anybody. If it gets to that point, just ask them to step out of the office, blah, blah, blah. No, the situation is like this because there is no structure. And I told this individual before, don't come in here asking for any more gloves to pass out to people. And he gonna say, oh, they wear out. Motherfucker, I've given you at least 8 to 10 pairs of gloves before the end of the year, because you were coming in here almost every other damn week, if so. So, being you all know that I was a custodian at one time, and I had to tell this individual, I was like, I was a custodian. There ain't no damn way that you're going through these gloves that fast. He's like, well, I get stuff on it. And I says, when you're handling stuff that's liquid, you're not supposed to be using those gloves. You're supposed to be using disposable gloves. His response was that, well, those gloves bother my hands. Really? They don't have powder or anything like that. That's, you know what I'm saying? So you trying to tell me you're allergic to latex? Is that what you're telling me? You're allergic to latex? So you're using these gloves? And I said, well, you need to probably start buying your own gloves, because you coming in here asking for gloves every other damn week is ridiculous. We don't do that over here. We just don't. And then my supervisor comes in the mix of us in this debate, and he's like, oh, just giving him the gloves. No, I'm not giving him the gloves because he's in here too often asking for gloves, and he's passing these gloves out to these women on the floor, and he's a married man. Sexual deviant. Because why are you out here passing out gloves to be flirtatious with these women. And for that department, they have their own person that they're supposed to go to ask for gloves. They're not supposed to get gloves from our department. Let's just start there. And I told it before, don't come in here asking for any more gloves for our people. Oh yeah, okay. Well, why are you in here now? I just gave you gloves last month. Why are you back in here? And it's January. What are you doing with these gloves? And I let you take at least two pair. So what the hell? So now he has to go to the supervisor when he wants gloves, because he told him, come to me when you want gloves. I'm like, yeah, because don't come in here asking me for no gloves, because I already done told you. Don't come in here asking me for gloves to go pass out to these women on the floor. I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not crazy, because that's what you're doing. You're out here passing these gloves out. So he was irritated. That dude was pissed at me today. I don't give a damn, because I already told you last month about this glove shit. I told you last month, and then you get away from here, and all of a sudden you got fucking amnesia. So I had to remind him. I didn't have the amnesia, you know. So it's been a hectic day. It's really been a hectic day. But the fact that my supervisor at first was like pretty much taking his side was like, that pissed me off, because I'm like, dude, why are you okay in this? Because he'll be here every week asking for some gloves. If this is the way you're gonna handle this, he'll be here every week asking for fucking gloves. I was like, these gloves are for our people, maintenance, not for operations and everybody who wants gloves. Because now he's setting the bar that if you need gloves, just go over to the maintenance department. They got plenty of gloves over there. What? No structure. No structure whatsoever. And like I tell you guys, you know, I have businesses myself. Businesses. I'm not running somebody else's shit. This is mine. So I'm not only the manager, you know what I'm saying? The manager, the owner. I'm the accountant. I'm the shipping person. I'm everybody. I am every fucking body for my businesses. And so when I see asinine shit like this, I'm like, really? It's not hard. Because the employee comes to me and say, hey, I don't feel safe in the workplace. Okay, well, what's the problem? Oh, well, such and such is okay. We're gonna have a talk, and we're gonna get down to the bottom of this, and we're gonna let this individual or these individuals know that this sort of thing is not accepted in the workplace, because we want this to be a comfortable environment for everybody, not just for me. If someone telling you that they don't feel safe, that falls on you, because what type of department are you running if a coworker said they don't feel safe? And there's been 2 incidents that could have caused sickness or possibly death. Possibly death. I told the union rep, I said, I have allergies. Severe. So what if I had a bad reaction to whatever the fuck that was put in my drinks? What if I had a bad reaction? What if I had passed out? What if I had dropped? And nobody would have never knew what the hell happened, other than the fact, oh, you come stumbled up on me and I'm just laid out on the floor. Okay, well, maybe she had a heart attack and died. No, I had help. I had fucking help. And it pisses me off because it seems like they're not interested in who the hell is going around doing this. Because again, like what I brought up in the meeting, if they do it to me, they will do it to somebody else. Maybe they'll do it to you. Because you bring your drinks to work. Maybe they'll say when you're not in your office and shit, they might dump a little shit in your drink. I don't know. Because if they're so comfortable and you're allowing this individual, you're not interested in catching the person who's doing this shit, then you're just giving them wide range to do it to other people. And I don't think she even caught that. I was trying to say it without blatantly saying that you're basically letting the goddamn cereal, just run amok. And possibly for there to be more victims. So if somebody else comes up and the same thing happens to them, you gonna tell them, well, I really don't think there's nothing going on? What? Y'all need to do something with this hair. Look at this shit. I need to cut it down more. But I don't know. I was just completely shocked. It's her being a woman. You know what I'm saying? I was just completely shocked that this was the response that I got instead of her being more interested in who the hell is going around doing some shit like this. Because me as a business owner, I would be concerned. I'd be like, who the fuck am I employing that's going around here trying to poison or some other shit, whatever the fuck is going on? Who the hell is doing this shit? I need to find out who this is and get them the fuck out of here. Because I can't have this sort of thing in my place of business. This is not the type of situation I'm running. I want everybody to feel safe. And the bad apples, you got to get out. You got to go. You got to throw them out. You can't let them spoil the rest of the you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that saying. But in this case, you can't let them fuck up the rest. Because what intents do you have? What intents did you have when you put shit in my drinks? And I'm just glad that I made video documents of this stuff so that I could look back. So when I have to go through these processes, which it seemed like it's going to be a very long process of going through different people, meeting with different people and talking about the same situation possibly over and over and over and over again. And why should I have to go through this? I'm the victim in this situation. I'm not the criminal. I'm not the criminal in this situation. But I'm being put in where I'm gonna have to keep rehashing these incidents. This has been going on for almost a mark of a year. It started off small and it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I went to work on Tuesday, all my stuff had been moved around, and I feel like what I told my friend is I felt like this was a fuck you message. Because the shit, it wasn't like, oh, something was moved just an inch over here. No, all my stuff had been moved. Like, they wanted me to know, like, yeah. And and then they unplugged one of the cables to that connects to the laptop to my computer. So I was just like, so it was basically a fuck you message, you know. I'm just over it. I'm really over it. Because it's like, how much more crap can I endure? I go to work, my blood pressure spikes up just out of nowhere. And what I told my other managers is like, I've been dealing with crap for so long at this place. It's just like, you know, mentally I'll shut it out, but my body is dealing with it internally, you know. So my body is reacting to it, even though I kind of try to shut it out mentally, you know, and keep moving. And I put myself on autopilot, like to keep moving, keep going. But my body's like, no, bitch, this shit happened. Why are you trying to act like it didn't fucking happen? This shit happened. This is not fucking okay. This is how my body is reacting. My body is saying, bitch, this is not fucking okay. How are we still going and this shit happened and you're acting like it didn't? It happened. This is not fucking okay. You know? So my blood pressure out of nowhere spikes up. It spikes up. Like tonight, you know, I didn't feel well. I wasn't really even sure what the fuck was going on. I'm feeling like, hold on, y'all. My shit is tripping. I'm sorry to make y'all stare at the fucking ceiling. But my nose is running so bad, and I'm gonna keep, like, kind of dabbing, and it's just running like a faucet. So, I don't know what the hell was going on, but I was, like, feeling this shit in my cheek and in my eye and shit, and I was just like, I don't know if it was coming from me staring at the screen for so long or what, but I just took a break and I took a walk and I came back and I thought I was okay. But then a few minutes later, it started coming back again. I was just like, fuck, what is this? And I'm like, Lord, am I about to have a stroke or what? Like, what is going on? You know? I'm like, this job is slowly but surely killing me. It's killing me. And I keep telling my manager, I'm like, my body can't take this crap anymore. Because even though I try to mentally shut out all this crap, my body is reacting like, this is not okay. This is not okay. We're not okay. You know? And that was just a reminder today when my manager said, I don't think there's anything going on with you. My body is telling me there's a lot going on. And stop ignoring it. My body is telling me this is not okay. You know? I can't believe that this is the sort of thing that we're running. And this is another reason why I don't have the soul. And even my manager, the second manager, in the meeting, he looked so depleted in there. And the union rep just kept looking at him. You know, my main manager was doing all the talking. She was doing the majority of the talking. But he kept looking at his reaction. He couldn't help it. No, he couldn't help it. But he just could not believe this is where the direction this shit was going. Instead of saying, we're about to do something about this, we're going to handle this way, and the actions are going to be taken, and this is the time frame this stuff is going to get done. It wasn't a situation like that. It was basically, you're delusional, you're going to feel safe, but there was no what's the word I'm looking for? Not blame, but it almost came off like you feel unsafe, but this is really not an unsafe place type of shit, if that makes sense to you guys. Which didn't make me feel good either. Because it was almost like this shit is in your head type of stuff. You know? And that's how a lot of my cases have been handled when there's been an issue with me and somebody else. And normally it's somebody bothering me because this, and I've explained this to you guys before, I don't get into situations with people because I'm the type of person, I'm going to tell you X, Y, and Z, and you can express your opinion about the situation. But after that, I'm going to let you know, okay, this is going to be done here. You done said your part. I done said my part. I'm done with this shit. If we have to come be face to face again on some bullshit, I'm fucking you up. I'm putting feet and hands on your fucking ass. Okay? You two might take this shit down. But I'm saying this to say that that's the type of individual that I am. So therefore, I don't like to be in confrontations with people because I don't do the back and forth stuff. Most females like to do a back and forth shit. I ain't that. I am not that. I am very clear. I am very direct. Okay? So when I tell you something, I mean what I say and I say what I mean. If I have to come back around like my uncle who raised me, if I got to come back around and talk to you about the same shit, I'm socking you in your shit. It's just that simple. So I don't like to be in no bullshit with nobody because if I got to keep repeating myself like most females do, I'm about to do that. I'm about to pop you in your mouth and then we gonna move forward. So therefore, I don't like to be in confrontations with people. That's it. I don't like to be in confrontations with people just for those factors. So with this job, I've dealt with all sorts of harassment and stupid stuff. And I've surprisingly to myself, I've managed to maintain some type of composure where I haven't went to the extreme of doing what I just explained to y'all in the incidents of having to do some back and forth crap with people. So imagine a person who's used to, like, you know what I'm saying, finishing off a situation so they ain't got to deal with it no more, like in the mannerism that I handle things. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. So with people in the workplace, when they get comfortable with because they know if they can do, when they have certain titles and things of that nature, or they're related to certain people and that gives them security and on a job and stuff, they tend to take things too far. And with that, people should really get out of that mindset of thinking because my parent or my aunt or my whatever, holds this position, so I'm untouchable. Get out of that mindset before you get yourself hurt or worse. Get out of that mindset. This is not a game out here. And everybody's not for play. There's some people out here that still be out here doing street stuff. That be on these jobs and stuff. And you look at them and you may not think that they be out here. Yeah. It's because they put on a hat and suit and shit. Or dress in some heels. don't mean they ain't about that life. Stop fucking playing with yourself out here. You know? Stop playing with your stuff and stop playing with the emotions of other people. And I really think that that's where folks be having themselves, effed up, is because they think I'm in this certain workspace or whatever, and I'm related to this, or I know this person, whatever, I'm untouchable. No, you're not. Because these folks see you out here on the streets, it's going to be something else. You know what I'm saying? Or they could call up, they call up so-and-so and so-and-so, and the next thing you know, you a missing person. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Now, don't get this misconstrued to think that I'm insinuating. No, I'm saying in general that people be out here doing bullshit on these jobs and they don't know who that person that they are harassing or fucking with. They don't know who that person knows, or they don't know what that individual is capable of when they're constantly being backed up in a fucking corner. Stop fucking with people that don't be out here messing with nobody else. Stop. Just cut it out. It just really pisses me off. I didn't think this is where I would be in this stage of my life, is still being harassed in some sort of way on the job at this age. Like, really? But it's like, what time is it? It's like 12:30 at night. Hold on, y'all, my nose. At some point, I won't have to do this. But, okay. So, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I should be asleep. And that's another thing. I told them, I was like, dude, I got PTSD from this fucking job. They're like, yesterday we had, well, how do you know? Like, dude, I've been seeing counselors and stuff off and on. Like, I need to call my counselor, honestly, because I haven't been going. Like, lately, I haven't been going. But I need to call my counselor because this has been a whole hell of a lot for me. A whole hell of a lot. And it's just like, after my off days and stuff, come like Saturday, like it starts in like Saturdays, like tomorrow Saturday or today Saturday. So like literally I start feeling it. Like I was like, okay, I still have to go to work and stuff. So technically today is my Friday, right? And so the next day is shit, which is my off day. And I already the anxiety is already brewing on Sunday, right? Time Monday hits, literally my body is like, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to feel sick in my stomach. Like I literally like kind of toss and turn, sleeping. Like I wake up off and on throughout the night. I honestly like don't get a full night sleep. And then if not that, you guys know I'm dreaming about some fucking form of work. I dream about work. I literally dream about work. Sometimes I wake up in a mix of a dream about work. Like before I went back to work on Tuesday, like literally I felt nauseous. I felt sick to my stomach. So it's no more of the, like, well, not, I would say not no more, but it's still there. The H's feeling, the tightness in the chest and stuff like that, right? But now I'm feeling nauseous and shit. And like I had to like sit down and like, okay, like really like fucking coach myself, like, you're okay, it's okay, we're okay. Like literally that's the shit that I have to say to myself to basically get up and go. And even on the way there, I was like, my stomach was literally like fucking just turning and turning. And I was just like, I had to do the reassurance and stuff. You're okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. It's going to be okay. You know, this is the shit that I have to fucking say to myself to go to this fucking place. I have to fucking give myself some sort of pep talk or reassurance like, you're okay. Like, it sounds crazy, but this is the shit that I have to say to myself to kind of calm myself down, or at least try to calm myself down. Does it work all the time? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Then my stomach be so upset sometimes I gotta go to the bathroom and all this fucking just different stages of stuff, but I have to go back there, you know. That's why I was telling you guys when I had that dream and shit, and when it got to the last part where I told you that I was so upset about the girl lying on me, you know, because she was the reason why I got fired and shit. Then I came home, you know, I was gonna fix her and all this shit. And then I told you, Spirit whispered to me, it's like, no, you're not gonna do that because you're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be there. And I was like, no, I'm fuck this, and I'm, you know, no, stop fighting. That's basically, I think what that was about, was stop fighting for a job that you're not supposed to be at. Stop fighting for a job that you're not supposed to be at. Stop ignoring the abuse for a place that you're not supposed to fucking be at. Stop fighting for it. They're not fighting for you, so why are you fighting for it? You know, like some of y'all with these motherfucking sorry ass men. Stop fighting for them. He not fighting for the relationship, so stop fighting for him. These other hoes want him. Let them have him. Let them have him. Once they get him and shit, they realize, what the fuck? Yes, that's the shit I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Not me personally, but I'm just saying, you know, they'll see that's the type of shit you was dealing with. So they really wasn't fucking fighting for nothing, fighting for some bullshit up in their house. But anyway, you know, that's besides the point. But I mean, you know, you be fighting and you're fighting for nothing that's beneficial is the point to that. You're not fighting for something that's beneficial to you. He over here eating at Bojangles. Let me tell y'all, Bojangles, yes, man, because they got Bojangles in Vegas and stuff. And man, I tell you, when I went to Vegas, and this is off topic and shit, but I'm looking at him at Bojangles and shit. And so Bojangles ain't everywhere, but they got one in Vegas. I think they supposed to be opening up another one. Man, what I tell you, the motherfucking chicken strips are theirs. I tell you, like, you know, you get chicken strips from some of these places, and when that shit get cold, and it don't be it. I'll tell you, Bojangles, you can eat that shit hot and cold. That is still gonna be crispy. And yeah. And then the drinks, I still got the fucking cup. Let me tell you that I'm not lying about the Bojangles shit, because I still got the fucking cup. Bojangles. I'm telling you. And that was weeks ago when I went to Vegas. Y'all know when I was in Vegas. I think I recorded when I was out there. Anyway, so yeah, Bojangles. Y'all, if y'all live near Bojangles and shit, I wish there was a Bojangles out here in Cali, but it's not. They need to. Okay, bring it out here. Yeah. But yeah, so that was off topic. But the Bojangles, that whole Bojangles thing distracted me, because I'm just like, ooh, Bojangles. Anyway, so Whew. Woosah. I'm a little overstimulated right now. Okay. But yeah. I just wanted to come over here. Have documentation. Like I said, when I come over here and I make these videos and stuff, it's documentation. Because at some point, this shit's going to have to give. They're not going to do something about this sort of harassment stuff until somebody gets seriously hurt or worse, and then that's when more people are going to come forward and say, yeah, this happened to me, yeah, this happened to me, and then it becomes a class action thing. Now, rather if that's what the post office wants, but you need to handle your business a little better when a woman comes forward and say, hey, this is going on, and this is how long it's been going on, and nothing's been done. Do something. Stop letting these men feel comfortable in doing bullshit and fuck shit to these women because they know nothing's going to happen to them. And stop promoting these goddamn sexual deviants. Stop promoting them. You're rewarding that fucking behavior because you're giving it even a higher title so they can go out here and do even extra bullshit. Who does this? Normally, back in the day, people that would do stupid shit like this would get fired. No, we're going to give you a promotion. Like, what? What message is that sending out to somebody? You sexually harass a woman, you're going to get a promotion. You sexually harass somebody, nothing's going to be done. And stop saying every time that I say something about somebody that's doing something or is being inappropriate that I'm a fucking liar. Why do I have to be a fucking liar? Everything about this shit just pisses me off. The post office is some Satanist ass company. Fire me if you want to. I don't give a fuck. Some Satanist, demonic ass fucking bullshit goes on in the post office. Demonic. And I say that because who gets fellatio in the locker room? In the men's locker room? Who gets fellatio in the men's locker room? Who takes a woman into the men's locker room to get fellatio? In an area that people go in and out all the time. Who does that? Sexual deviant, right? You can't wait to go home. You can't take this individual to a motel. You can't take them back to your place. You can't wait till after work. Yeah. Like I said, this is video document for me. It may be future wise, however this shit goes. But something has to give. Something just has to fucking give.